Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Now, today we're going to be talking about a situation that's been going down in Austin. Now, there's a rapper from Austin by the name of TTE Nati, man. You might have seen him out there doing big things, getting big interviews on this huge platform, man. Hold up, man. The platform that I love and watch all the time, man. Now, TTE Nati is one of these guys who is an industry blogger and kind of the same style as Charleston White, right? Now, Charleston White does interviews, but TTE Nati is known for his outlandish takes on different issues and topics at his own home base or at the company that he worked at called Pop Austin, right? They're making a lot of big waves. TTE Nati was seeing a lot of success in the rap game as a blogger, man. And he's a rapper on the side of that. So he drops albums. He recently dropped a project or whatnot. And dude really was putting his foot in the game. You've seen him on different interviews on other platforms as well, like No Jumper. And he had a lot of big things lined up for the future. But it looks like TTE Nati might have crashed out, man. Now, in no way am I disrespecting TTE Nati or going to talk about him behind his back in any sort of way like I haven't spoke to him before, you know what I mean? But TTE Nati is in a situation where it looks like he could be facing a lot of time in the future in prison if found guilty, man. And the story is starting to develop, and it started off as TTE Nati gets arrested. Now, anybody who's seen his interviews knows that TTE Nati is a felon. He's a convicted felon, so there's certain things that he can't do. I believe he can't vote. I believe he can't, well, I know you can't have a weapon on you. And he was allegedly arrested for harassment and weapons charges. So let's actually look at the charges he was arrested for earlier this week. Okay, so as you can see here, TTE Nati, whose real name is Pierre Jones, 38 years old, was arrested in Austin by the Austin Police Department. And these were the charges that he was looking at when he was originally arrested and the story initially broke. So it looks like on March 10th at 4:40 a.m., which is a crazy time to be arrested at 4:40 a.m. So I'm guessing he probably got arrested a little bit before that, but was booked very early in the morning. So they were either looking for TTE Nati or this is a situation that spiraled out of control in the middle of the night, man. And as they say, nothing good happens during those hours, man. Nothing during those hours is good that happens, I should say, right? Now, it looks like he was booked into Travis County facility, man, and that's where he was up until recently, man, because it's being said that TTE Nati made bond. And as you can see on this, it says that his bond was $5,000 for his first charge, and the first charge that he was looking at was harassment, which is a Class B misdemeanor, right? Then the second charge that he was booked on was unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon, which is a third-degree felony, man, but he still had a bond amount for $7,500, man. So it looked like if somebody put up the money or put up something for him to get out, he'd be able to get out. Now, the rumor is that TTE Nati has been bonded out of jail. So it looks like he's a free man right now, and he's just going to have to fight his case and get to the getting, man. But a lot of people are interested in this story. But what's even crazier is this gentleman right here, along with TTE Nati, have been thrown in this Fox News story that talks about a murder plot in downtown Austin that was going to supposedly take place at the famous South by Southwest Music Festival, Art Festival, and Film Festival, right? Now, South by Southwest has kind of faded to the background compared to like the bigger festivals like your Rolling Louds and stuff like that. But, you know, South by Southwest is a huge event, man. It is still a huge event. They have the film aspect to it, then they have the music aspect to it. And what I always loved about South by Southwest is they paid a lot of respect to hip-hop, man. They showed a lot of love to hip-hop. Hip-hop venues, you know, were always booked out. There were different mixers and things for people to talk and meet within the industry and stuff like that. And that was all a go. That was supposed to go down this weekend. But it looks like with TTE Nati's situation, they're alleging that during the South by Southwest and all these great festivities and mixers and things like that, he was plotting a murder. That's what they're alleging, that he was plotting a murder, man. Now, I'm not saying he was plotting a murder, but that's what's being said in this news story. And what's crazy is I couldn't think of a worse place in the world to commit a crime like that, because it's so many people out there and it's so many cameras looking on 6th Street where South by Southwest takes place. It's cameras looking at the cameras, man. There won't be a fight and people don't film it. So if somebody getting shot or something like that at South by Southwest, especially at these events where everybody has media passes, everybody shows up with their camera on as they're walking in, they're filming everybody, everybody's filming everything for their content so they can post later. It's just a bad look if this was true, man. It would be a horrible decision and a horrible way to carry out something like this. Not saying that even carrying out something like this would be a good idea. It's never a good idea to try to take someone's life unless you're pushed and there's no other resort in that situation. You know what I mean? But regardless of all that, and besides that point, let's actually read the news story that talks about what allegedly went down. Okay, as you see, the headline here says, murder plot at downtown Austin rap show leads to 2 arrests, affidavit. So basically that's what's listed in the affidavit, that there was a murder plot in downtown Austin at a rap show, and it led to 2 arrests. Now, one of those arrests you can see by the mugshot here is none other than TTE Nati. So let's actually get to the story of this, man, and what's really going down here. Now, as you see in the story, you see TTE Nati's mugshot right here. It says Pierre Jones, Austin Police Department. But you see another mugshot, and this is allegedly the other guy who was involved in the setup of this situation, man. Now, this guy's name is Don Bennett, and you see his mugshot right here, man. So this looks like the 2 people they believe that were involved and the 2 people that were arrested. But these aren't the only people that were actually involved according to the story. You know what I mean? Now, let's read this now. Now, in Austin, Texas, a plot to murder a rapper at a show in downtown Austin has led to the arrest of 2 men, according to court papers. 39-year-old Don Lee Bennett and 38-year-old Pierre Lede Jones were arrested on March 10th. So obviously that's the same day that TTE Nati was arrested on those 2 charges, right? Now at the time, like I said, most people just thought that the charges he was being arrested for was it. They thought that, okay, TTE Nati caught a weapons charge, he's gonna have to fight it, whatnot, it's gonna be all bad. But with this situation, it's even worse. And to couple this with the fact that TTE Nati, he was recently in prison on federal charges. So this could be really bad for TTE Nati in the long run, man. So let's read the rest of this story. So it says both are each facing a 3rd-degree felony charge on possession of a firearm by a felon, and Jones is facing an additional harassment charge, which is a Class B misdemeanor. So it looks like both of these people are facing that 3rd-degree felon with a possession of a firearm charge, and TTE Nati is the worst thing that could be happening for his career right now, especially after the big run that he was just on. Now, it continues by saying court paperwork says the plot was uncovered when Jones, who was found in possession of a handgun, despite being prohibited from having one, voluntarily told police that 2 of his associates were planning to kill another man that night. So they're saying that TTE Nati voluntarily told them that 2 of his associates were planning to kill another man that night, which is wild. You'd be like, man, why in the world would he divulge that information? Now, one of his associates was identified as Bennett. The other was named in the affidavit, but has not been arrested yet. So there's another guy out there who's allegedly supposed to be involved in this, and who is allegedly one of the people who is trying to take someone's life, who's out free right now, and they're still looking for him, man. I guess they're not going to release the name until he's arrested, but this is wild, man. This is a wild situation. Now, Jones, aka TTE Nati, told police that Bennett and the other associate were planning to attend the rap show near East 6th Street and made preparations with Jones to use his VIP access credentials for South by Southwest to attend, says the affidavit. According to Jones, the VIP access would exempt the 2 men from being searched at the door and allowing them to sneak in concealed weapons. So he's saying, man, he's giving up a lot here. Now, he's saying a lot here, according to this story. Now, I don't know if this is true, and I'm not trying to put it out there that TTE Nati was out here telling or something like that, but they're saying that he gave up the whole play. Like they were going to use his VIP credentials. They were going to sneak past everybody in South by Southwest without getting patted down because they got their VIP credentials. And then that way they'll be able to have their weapons in there to carry out this hit or this alleged hit. Now, South by Southwest has contacted Fox 7 Austin and clarified that there is no such thing as VIP access credentials at South by Southwest, and Jones couldn't have used any South by Southwest credentials to get into a non-South by Southwest show. So they're saying that if it was a non-South by Southwest show, he wouldn't be able to use South by Southwest credentials to get in, and they're just trying to clear the name and not make it seem like they have any type of lax security or anything. That's what that seems like, right? They're like, well, no, if you use our credentials, that he doesn't have them, or you can't get into any of our VIP access places like that because there's no such thing. So basically, it seems like South by Southwest heard the rumblings of this and was like, man, let's clear our name up out of this situation. Now, Jones said that the two men wanted to kill the performer in order to prevent him from testifying in a court case. Bennett was allegedly going to pay Jones $450 to deliver the handgun to him at the concert venue. So they're saying that he was going to give him the handgun for $450 and he was just going to use his credentials. And that's, man, so they're alleging that TTE Nati was going to, for $450, give over a handgun, his credentials and everything, just so these guys could get in there and shoot somebody to prevent him from testifying in the court case. That's wild. Now, Jones also told police he believed the two men were coming to downtown from Killeen. They were armed and dangerous and had at least 6 firearms, including the AK-47. Man, so they saying that TTE Nati out here giving out the whole play. Now, like I said, I don't know if this is true, and I don't believe this is true until I see it written in the affidavit or black and whites myself, but they're basically saying that he put them with an AK-47 and all sorts of weapons, and that they were armed and dangerous. Now, police arranged for Jones to set up a meeting with Bennett, but Jones said Bennett and the third suspect would likely shoot at officers if they attempted to apprehend them. So basically, they're saying that TTE Nati was in on the sting operation? What? This is crazy, man. So they're saying that, TTE Nati was basically in the middle of the sting, but they thought that it would be a risk to officers if they tried to apprehend him at that time. This is wild, man. Now, Bennett was later taken down by SWAT officers at the club on East 6th Street and found with a handgun. Given he had a previous felony conviction for the aggravated robbery, Bennett was arrested for unlawful possession, says the affidavit. So Bennett was the other guy who was listed in here and whose mugshot was shown, and they're saying that Bennett was also arrested for unlawful possession, and they were able to stop him actually on 6th Street. Now, police also uncovered several YouTube videos featuring Jones and the intended victim, outlining an ongoing dispute between the two and harsh criticism of Bennett and Jones in their rap careers, indicating a possible motive for the shooting. Now, there's a lot of rumors about who that rapper is. When TTE Nati came and was interviewed, he had a guy by the name of OTMZ who was with him, and his name has been thrown in there a lot. People have been saying OTMZ was actually the intended person, well, the person who was intended to be shot, or the intended victim in this situation, man, the alleged victim in this situation, or the attempted alleged victim, however you want to phrase it, right? But OTMZ has actually come out to say on their platform on Pop Austin that yes, he was actually contacted by the police and they told him there was a plot against his life. So this is deep, man. This goes deep. So you have two people who are actually co-hosts on a podcast together, and one to have allegedly put out a murder plot against him, and two guys who actually wanted to get him up out of here and use credentials. And then on the inside, TTE Nati was allegedly working with the police. This is crazy, man. It's some movie stuff right here, but it's real life, man. Now, the crazy part about this situation is TTE Nati has yet to come to say anything about this situation or to plead his case or to say anything involved in this, which he probably shouldn't. He probably should talk to an attorney or whatnot. But it's crazy how these things develop. and what's going on with TT Nati lately, because we saw a video of him allegedly stealing out of a liquor store. Then there was a situation where he allegedly pulled a gun on some people. It's just a lot going on with TTE Notti right now, and I don't know how this situation ends. You know what I mean? But with that, y'all tell me what y'all think about this situation. Is this one of the craziest stories you've heard in hip-hop yet? And is it possible that TTE Notti was actually working with the police to set up this sting operation to get these guys who are allegedly going to shoot another rapper on stage at South by Southwest, which is crazy in its own? Now, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments section. And with that, this has been your boy Big Man, so do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.